This video will show you how you hand in work electronically to your lab instructor. So first you want to go to the Moodle website, which can be found at courses.kpu.ca, and then log in with your student number and your password. Once you've logged in, you should find yourself on your dashboard. This shows you a list of all the courses that you're registered in where your instructor has made a Moodle website. So please click on the one for your lab now, Physics 1220, in this case RO2. Once there, you'll notice that there are sections for each experiment that we're doing during this semester. And most of them have a short video that you should watch before coming to the lab to prepare you for that week's experiment, and also a location where you can then electronically submit those parts of your lab report that are electronic. So for example, a typed report, or an Excel spreadsheet, or a graph done with the line graph program. So I'm going to demonstrate handing in an exercise on this week 1 lab exercises. So right down here is the link that allows me to submit work. So I click on that, and now I can scroll down, and here at the bottom it says Add Submission. You're only going to be able to add a submission if that experiment is open for submissions. So I'll click on Add Submission now, and again I scroll down, and you find an area where you can drag and drop your files. So I'm now going to drag and drop an Excel spreadsheet into this area. So I pull it on here, and it loads it up. Now you have to click Save Changes, and now you see that your file has been submitted. However, it's not been submitted to your instructor yet. You actually have to click this button down here that says Submit Assignment. Otherwise, it's loaded up in the program, but it hasn't actually been sent to your lab instructor. The reason why is that you might want to change this file still. So if you do want to change it, you can click Edit Submission and upload a new version of your file, or if you're sure that it's the correct one, click Submit Assignment. And by the way, you'll notice that the names of the two students are actually in their file name. That's very handy for your lab instructor, so please do that. Use your own names as your file name. You can add the name of the experiment too if you want. So now, in order to submit it to the lab instructor, I click Submit Assignment. It asks me if I'm sure, I say Continue, and at this point I've got some files submitted for grading. You are, by the way, allowed to submit up to 3 files, and so can your partner, so that should be plenty for you to submit everything that you need to. So if you had more than one file to submit, you would just drag and drop all of them into that assignments box at the same time. So now let me show you how you access your marks once your lab instructor has finished grading your work. So scrolling up to the top, you'll notice in the very corner there's something called Course Administration. If you click on that, there's a link that says Grades. Clicking on the Grades link will take you to what's called your Grades book. So this is where all of your grades are going to be recorded. So every time your lab instructor finishes grading something, they'll enter your grade, it'll appear here. You'll also get some feedback files. Those are just the files that you submitted to your lab instructor graded. So it's just your files again, but with comments on them. The system should be set up so that you will be emailed when your lab instructor submits the grade here. Generally speaking, you can start submitting work at the beginning of the lab period up to the deadline that your lab instructor gives you for the lab being due. There's often also a grace period after the deadline where you can still submit work, but it may be subject to a penalty for late hand-in. So just to go through that again, if you want to go back to your dashboard, you can click Dashboard here. If you want to go back to the course, you can select it up here. So I'll go back to the course, and again, if I wanted to look at my grades book, I'd go into this Course Administration link and click on the Grades link, and that will bring me to my grades book. Hopefully this has clarified things for you in terms of how you hand in work electronically and how it gets returned to you electronically. If you have any trouble with the system, please contact your lab instructor. We're very happy to help.